we get into topic number one here of the conversation, and everybody's been talking quarterbacks in terms of Alabama, and the quarterback position is key. The quarterback position is a big deal. We will continue to hear the quarterback conversation between Mac Jones and Bryce Young throughout this fall camp as we get into the 2020 college football season. But right now, we're going to look at Freddie Roach and this Alabama defensive line. Crimson Tide defensive line coach Freddie Roach and his group, because this week, LeBron Ray had a press conference. LeBron Ray, well, not a press conference, he was involved in player interviews. And LeBron Ray, at 6'5", 295 pounds, the former five-star in the 2017 signing class by the way of James Clemens High School in Madison, Alabama. LeBron Ray, he missed 10 games last year. He only played in 3 games due to a foot injury he suffered against South Carolina, but he's back 100% healthy, fully healthy, and has looked good throughout fall camp so far. Has looked great thus far, exploding through his hips, working through drills, exploding off the line of scrimmage, really playing well, really having a strong camp is one LeBron Ray. And during his interview, he talked about how, the intensity, the work ethic, everything that Coach Saban mentioned this week about getting back to those core values of Alabama football defensively. Well, it all starts with the defensive line. LeBron Ray said it starts with us. It starts with this front group, and we want to be nasty. We want to be mean. We want to be physical. We want to have the effort. We want to have the pride in our performance. We want to pressure the pocket. We want to sack the quarterback. We want to get back to doing those things that made Alabama defenses in the past, primarily the defensive lines, really special in Tuscaloosa. So LeBron Ray mentioned that. He talked about Justin Boygby and Byron Young, 2 true freshmen that were forced into action last year because of injuries, but both guys made strides and continue to make strides as they're both now sophomores. And when Christian Barmore was brought up to LeBron Ray, the young man just smiled. He was like, B. Moore, that's my guy. That's my dog. That's my dude. A lot of the pass rush is going to be on Christian Barmore. But one of the things that LeBron Ray mentioned, this is going to be more so of a pass rush by committee. Everybody's going to have to pitch in. Everybody's going to have to do their job, take their role seriously, come in, come to work, be the best version of themselves, each person. We look at the defensive line, and when Freddie Roach was mentioned, and LeBron Ray talked about it, Coach Roach, great guy, great man, great coach, great energy, great enthusiasm. He stays on us. He demands the most out of us. He ain't taking no bull jive. He ain't on no mess. He wants us to be on our P's and Q's. He wants us to be explosive, coming off the ball, shedding off offensive linemen, attacking the ball carrier, attacking the quarterback, creating havoc in the opposing team's backfield. Having Coach Roach in here, LeBron Ray mentioned, it's been a great experience for everybody in the room. I remember Coach Saban talked about on Monday, having Roach back in here. He's an Alabama guy. He takes pride in his work. He takes pride in his performance. His personality meshes really well with the chemistry of the defensive coaching staff here for the Crimson Tide. And what's interesting is, Freddie Roach, we all know he's from the state of Alabama. He played here, was a decorative linebacker here from 2001 to 05. He had 2 different coaching stints here, was a part of 2 national championship teams in 2009. Well, 3 national championship teams, 2009, 2015, and 2017 as an assistant to the strength staff, and also a director of player development. But when Roach was away from the university, he had a lot of success. When he was at East Mississippi Community College in 2011, he took that team and won a national junior college championship with that group. Had a lot of success at Murray State in 2012. 2013 and 2014, Roach did his thing with the defensive ends and outside linebackers at South Alabama. And then at Ole Miss, 2018 and 2019, despite the fact that he wasn't working with a lot of 4- and 5-star guys, he took what was provided to him and really produced with that. So the question is, with Roach back at Alabama and with the words LeBron Ray had to say, how many sacks can this defensive front, can this defensive line truly generate here in the upcoming season? Like LeBron Ray mentioned, it's on us. It starts with us. The nastiness, the dominance, the physicality, the make his butt quit, to make everybody fear you. It starts with the defensive line. It starts with that massive wall. So with Coach Roach back in here, how many sacks can this front group generate? And the reason why I brought this up is you look at the defensive lines from 2015 to 2017, those 3 years combined here, we're looking at 146 sacks those 3 years combined. 59 and a half of those 146 sacks came from the defensive line. Classified traditional defensive ends and defensive tackles. I'm not talking about, outside linebackers that have to walk down as an extra lineman, or inside linebackers, or blitzing corners, or blitzing safeties. We're talking traditional defensive ends, defensive tackles. 59 and a half of the 146 sacks from 2015 to 2017 came from the defensive line. That's 40.7%, over 1/3, near half. And what's crazy is the media likes to pull out the Jonathan Allens, the Tim Williams, the Ryan Andersons of the world as the major beneficiaries of those groups, and all those guys did well. But when you look at it, Dalvin Tomlinson was getting sacks. Deron Payne was getting sacks. Guys like Deshaun Hand, guys like Rashaan Evans getting sacks. Guys like Christian Miller getting sacks. Reuben Foster, Reggie Ragland as well. And it was like, it didn't matter who was getting the sacks. As long as that quarterback was on his butt and you were creating that type of pressure, everybody was dancing around. It was like, hey, big boy got a sack. Let's go. Run it up. It was like, it didn't matter who was getting the sack. If a sack was happening on the field, that type of contagious energy was going around everywhere. So the question will be, this year's group, with Freddie Roach back in here, how many sacks can this defensive line, how many sacks can this front group generate in reestablishing that presence of this defensive line being the nastiest group in college football? But folks, we take our first break here on In My Own Words to start this Friday, but just getting started, because when we get back, we dive into your phone calls, your thoughts, your tweets, your questions, your concerns. How many sacks can you see this Alabama defensive line getting with Freddie Roach at the helm? We'll touch it up after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care, in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99, and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month, or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.